I'd like to call to order the Proctor City Council meeting for Monday, September 18th, 2023. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll perform roll call at this time. Councilor Benson.
Present.
Councilor Reuter.
Present.
Councilor Johnson.
Present.
Councilor DeWall.
Present.
Mayor Ward's also present. Please let the minutes reflect all others in attendance. Administrator Rich, Attorney Bray, and Megan Jordan. Looking for a motion to approve the City Council meeting minutes from Tuesday, September 5th, 2023.
So moved.
Councilor Reuter made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Sent by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to approve the budget working session from Monday, September 11th, 2023.
So moved.
Councilor Benson made the motion. Is there a second? Second by Mayor Ward. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to approve tonight's agenda. Before making that motion, there are a couple additions to be added. 6G, the new Yamaha UMAX mower for the golf course. And 6H, legislative agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda with the additions.
Councilor Reuter made the motion. Is there a second? Second by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Brings us to comments and suggestions from the citizens present or watching from home. The public comment suggestion period of the meeting is when the City Council offers a time for everyone in attendance or watching from home to address the City Council. Once we move on from the public comment and suggestion period of the meeting, members of the public will no longer be allowed to address the council unless the mayor acknowledges you. As a general rule, the council will listen to all comments but will not comment on or respond to any comments made by speakers. The council will not engage in dialogue. However, any council member can ask questions. If you'd like to address the City Council during the public comment and suggestion period of the meeting, please come forward to the podium or dial 218-628-6289. Before you begin, please state your name and address for the meeting minutes. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. Anyone addressing the City Council will be prohibited from using obscene, profane, or threatening language or boisterous conduct that disrupts the meeting or the security of the public. Is there anyone at this time that is interested in participating in the public comment and suggestion period of the meeting? Please come forward or dial 218-628-6289. We'll give that a minute. Hearing none, we'll move on. Looking for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Sent by Councilor Reuter. Any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I do have a question about 3B, the SCH meeting minutes.
We can pull that one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Brings us to 3B, committee reports, SCH meeting minutes from September 13th, 2023. Councilor Benson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. In the minutes, there's an item about the water tower and painting. Is that the outside? Is that a total repaint or just kind of touching up?
I don't believe it was the outside, Counselor. if it's the one I'm reading, it was questions about some rehab on the inside
Okay.
of the water tower, some painting, some spots, taking care of some corrosion spots. And we're waiting for SCH to get back to us.
Very good. Thank you. That was it, Mr.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll make a motion to approve the SEH meeting minutes from September 13th, 2023.
So moved.
Counselor Benson made the motion. Is there a second? Second by Mayor Ward. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 4A, Clerk advises council, House Capital Investment Tour. Administrator Rich.
Thank you, Mayor. You have in your packet the agenda for this House Committee tour. SEH engineer Matt Bolf and I will be presenting on behalf of the city on the I-35 Ugsted Road Water Sewer Rehab and Extension. You're welcome to attend. Just ask if you let me know that you're attending. So they can have name cards for you and know that you're representing the city of Proctor.
Thank you. I will be attending. If anyone wanted to ride along, they're more than welcome to join me. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, we'll move on to 4B, Orange Places Project, 3rd Street update. Administrator Rich.
So this committee has, the Parks and Rec Committee has met again, and Orange Places, the Essentia Foundation is, Russell Haberman presented the committee with a couple preliminary concepts for the use of the park based on the surveys. And the surveys that returned was people would like it to be a basketball court, and pretty much overall, they liked the way the use of it, they just want to see it updated and upgraded. So the committee reviewed 3 preliminary layouts, they voted on 2. From here, those layouts will go back out to the public for comment, suggestions on social media with a mailer, and people can give their input on those concepts. So please be watching for those coming out soon.
Thank you. Any discussion on 3rd Street update? Hearing none, brings us to 4C, St. Louis County CDBG application. Administrator Rich.
I did attend the St. Louis County CDBG kickoff meeting. It was held here in Proctor. The one project that I would like your comments and suggestions on is applying for funds to complete what I'm calling phase 4 of the playground for everybody. And that is installing accessible parking places, 0 step or 0 entry pad for the portable restroom, and then installing a safety fence along the north edge of the park to ensure that children in wheelchairs or children in general just don't fall into the ravine. So if that's okay with you, I'd like permission to submit a preliminary application for that. We do have funding in place for a matching. We have $20,000 left in our DNR grant, and so we would be asking for probably a 50% match with that with CDBG.
Thank you. Any discussion regarding that matter? Councilor Benson.
On the community development block grants, were there special sections this year that they were focusing on? Like infrastructure, or playgrounds, or trails, housing?
Nope, they had no special focus. Last year I think it was housing, but there was no focus this year.
Okay. When's the deadline?
The preliminary application is due October 15th.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I'll make a motion for Administrator Rich to submit a preliminary application for the Playground for Everybody CBDG application.
Second.
Second by Councilor Reuter. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 5A under unfinished business, City of Proctor Blight Policy. Councilor Benson.
Thank you, Ms. Mayor. And I do apologize, I had somewhere in my computer an updated state law addressing blight in communities. And I've been reading in other cities, they've been incorporating it into their blight policies. And before coming, and even yesterday, I was trying to find it in my mess on my computer, but I could not. But I just wanted to make the city aware that there are new updated blight policies. And I remember, I think one that even called for if someone has an overgrown yard, as a for instance, that's no, or I believe protected. But since I don't have it in front of me, it's probably best to have our city attorney find that.
Yeah, if one of you, if you come across it, if you could forward it
Yeah.
out to Administrator Rich. Perfect. And then it might be a good conversation for the Blight Committee that we just had a meeting on, so to incorporate some of that into it. So thanks for that, Councilor Benson. Any further discussion on the unfinished business? Hearing none, we'll move on to 6A. Under new business, 2024 preliminary levy and budget. We had a meeting last Monday regarding a work session regarding the budget. And tonight we need to set a preliminary levy. After the discussion at the work session, what's council's opinions on setting the preliminary levy? We'll open the floor for discussion. Hearing no discussion. Councilor Benson.
I know that we were discussing 5%, but I did notice on our little sheets, worksheets, that it did go up to 6%.
I think you made that recommendation towards the end of the meeting, so we had asked Finance Director Brunfeld to add 4, 5, and 6 to this package to show the numbers that would reflect that. And keep in mind, preliminary levy is, we can set it high, we can always come down, we can't go up, so.
Yes.
Just,
And I always prefer to, we looked at 6 and certainly set it at 6, and if that gets more people to the meeting, great. I certainly, it's fun and interesting to look at the numbers.
is that a motion, Councilor Benson?
Right now, it's just for discussion. I know that we also discussed at 5%, where it would not go up noticeably, $3, $4. But I just wanted to at least perhaps start the conversation.
So the budget highlights, budget summaries that are presented in front of us are, I guess we could consider them working documents, Administrator Rich. They're gonna be moving. So I'll make a motion to set the preliminary levy at 6%. Councilor Johnson seconds that. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6B, PAC ISD 704 agreement. Administrator Rich.
So the lease agreement with the school district came up July 1st. Due to schedules, we just had an opportunity to meet last week and talk about the new terms, and I believe I outlined those in the memo. So we're asking for council discussion and consideration of the terms that we had talked with school administrators.
I got one question on it. On that first page of the lease agreement, number 3, third paragraph down, it says the annual rent may be reviewed on August 1st of each year. do we still want that language in there if we're doing set rates for the next however many years?
I thought we had taken that out. I'm not seeing it in this. It's on the first page.
First page under number 3, third paragraph down, the annual rent.
It also has when it was commencing.
It can be stricken.
And then just some other, this isn't the changed one, obviously, right?
Can't be.
No, because
This
the
is the
dates
old
are
one.
out, yeah. Okay,
This is the old one, the terms,
okay.
I think are in our memo.
Yeah, you have the old one in front of you. It has a smaller, darker print, and then the new one.
This is the new
Oh,
one.
the new one's right there, okay. Okay, my bad, I was looking at the old one then. So we're just looking for a motion to approve the lease agreement between the PAC and ISD 704 in the city.
I'll move.
Counselor Benson made the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Reuter. Any further discussion? I just had one. The rates that went up. I know our cleaning services have gone up drastically. Is this comfortable with administration to cover those added cleaning costs that we've been doing?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just, if I may, Mr. Mayor.
Counselor DeWall.
I'm assuming that this also includes the collections as it used to be for the rentals.
It's,
Because the
I
rentals,
think the collections are addressed in here. I don't think that language changed.
all rentals are still going to the city, correct?
No, they are being collected by PAC.
And forwarded to the city, or,
No, they're not.
so there's a little bit of,
But PAC is also coordinating all of the rentals. City staff has nothing to do with rentals anymore.
right, it used to be that they would, as a part of their rental agreement, they would collect that and forward that to us for the rentals. That's why it was cheaper. So, if I'm reading this correctly, we don't have that other income coming in unless we're gonna get into renting rooms from the city's standpoint, or is the PAC?
Correct. So they administrate all the rentals, they handle it from the point of contact to the end, and then they keep that fee to offset their rent. In the
Well-
prior language rental policy, it was, city was handling PAC rooms, and they were handling ISD rooms, and it was, we looked to streamline, that can be changed.
So, I'm confused.
12D. Top of page 4.
Okay.
But I'm confused by that sentence.
So that sentence was also in the other one, the first lease.
Okay.
The one that, it's a carryover. We took that to mean that they keep the rental fee because they're administrating the rental from start to end.
What does allotted hours mean though? I mean, they're in here is it while they're open, is that their allotted hours, or allotted hours for the time they're renting our space? Because I could take that, because it says that, the like during leasee's allotted hours will be used to offset leasee share of operating costs or rent. So what is their allotted hours? Is that,
I mean, they could occupy the space 24/7.
well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
wondering, because they're in here 24/7, but they're not open 24, so it must just mean while they're in here renting the space, that would be their allotted hours. Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Brings us to 6C, Acacia Storm Sewer Repair. In your packet were 2 bids from Cynic Contracting, KTM Paving. The recommendation from the city and SCH would be to award the contract to Cynic Contracting LLC in the amount of $55,800. Is there a motion to approve that bid? Counselor Johnson made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Counselor DeWall seconds that. Any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor?
Counselor Benson, thank you.
Did the engineer have anything to say about the difference between the estimate and the low bid?
Yeah, they did comment in our monthly meeting that it was that they underestimated. They didn't know whether it was due to the time of the year. They thought maybe estimates might have been inflated a little bit because it's at the end of the year and they have calendars are full, but when we talked to the contractor, that wasn't the case at all. They were looking forward to do the work this fall.
Just nice weather and everybody had work to do, so, okay. Makes sense, thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. 6D, Sand Salt Shed Vite, pay app number 7. In your packet is the breakdown of the payments and what is still owed. Application number 7 is in the amount of $16,496.94. Looking for a motion to approve pay app number 7.
So moved.
Counselor Reuter made the motion. Is there a second? I'll second that. Any further discussion?
Can I please have it noted in the minutes that this is for the sand salt storage facility, not the sand salt garage?
Yep. Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6E, sand salt change order number 8, and I believe this is also for the shed, not the garage.
Correct.
So if the minutes can reflect that as well. This is a change order in the amount of $38,663.91 for some subgrade soils for a parking and driveway area. Looking for a motion to approve this change order.
So moved.
Counselor Benson made the motion. Is there a second? Second by Counselor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6F, County Maintenance Program. This is Resolution 35-23. This is to join St. Louis County in their chip sealing and scrub sealing programs. Looking for a motion to approve Resolution 35-23. Counselor Johnson made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Reuter. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. 6G, new Yamaha UMAX mower for the golf course. In your packet, or there's an email sent today regarding some meeting minutes from 8/30/23 with a recommendation from the golf board committee to purchase the new Yamaha UMAX 1EF1 in the amount of $11,592. This will be, in the amount of $12,417.93, and it'll be coming from the Gordy Downs Trust Fund. Looking for a motion to approve that recommendation. Counselor Johnson made the motion. Is there a second? I'll second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6H, legislative agenda. Counselor Benson.
Thank you very much. I do want to apologize for not getting this into the agenda, but I thought it would be a good time to start discussing what, if anything, we would like to see down at the legislature. For me, my short list would be, payment in lieu of taxes. Proctor has some 40% of its property taken up by other governments, including this Proctor, the city. I would like to see some language where these other governments kick in something for the property that they have. Cloquet has a water line that more industrial, but they charge for water, so we should be able to get something. Spirit Mountain, their property is for profit. Some of the most valuable land in the city is they own, and we still don't get anything. So, if there's some language we could put together, and hopefully I could have something in the upcoming agenda to address that. Another idea was, and we brought it up briefly in the last meeting, about a legislative bill to provide electric power within our corporate limits. We own the fairgrounds as an example, but Minnesota Power gets to collect the money, the revenues. So as we're looking at developing lands outside of Proctor's original 3 square miles, this might be something that the legislature could approve. I know there'll be a huge kickback from Minnesota Power, the XL Energy, and every other massive electrical unit business, and it might not gain any traction at all, as we talked about at the last meeting from one of our PUC commissioners, but I still think it would resonate with the legislature. Also, as we talk about police departments and the trouble that they're having recruiting and maintaining officers, that smaller departments seem to be a great recruiting ground for larger departments. So when we go to all the trouble of training and breaking officers in, and they're able, through their experience here, to laterally move into other jobs, we should be able to at least get compensated for our work. And I think there's language that could be adopted where, if you have X amount of population and X amount of officers, and if an officer leaves before a 5-year period, a larger department would have to reimburse a smaller department. And I think any city under 5,000 would go along with that. And then this is more local, just on a city, county level. And we've discussed this before about the St. Louis County contributing to Proctor's school resource officer. As an example, Independent School District 2142 has 6 cities within that school district, and none of them pay into an SRO fund. But the county has officers in those schools, SROs in those schools. So why should our citizens pay not only for Proctor Police, and then our citizens pay for the SRO through the school, and now we have to pay for an SRO in another school district? So I think that's a discussion we could have with our county commissioner, who I believe didn't really come to bat for us the last time we brought it up a number of years ago. So those are just, some thoughts, and hopefully I could get this on the next agenda, and we could further discuss it with the legislature, I believe, starting in February this year. But bills are starting to come into the legislature now, so I certainly invite anybody else's thoughts on this or their own legislative item they'd like to see advanced. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any discussion regarding any of that? Hearing none. We'll move on to 7A, closed meeting pursuant to Minnesota State Statute 13D-05, subdivision 3B, looking for a motion to go into a closed session regarding attorney-client privilege.
Make a motion to go into closed session.
Counselor DeWall made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Reuter. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. right, we'll resume the regular city council meeting. Brings us to members' concerns. Counselor Benson.
I have nothing, Mr. President.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor DeWall.
Nothing.
Thank you. Counselor Johnson. Thank you. Counselor Reuter.
Nothing.
Thank you. I have nothing today. City Attorney Bray? Thank you. Administrator Rich, anything to add?
Nothing, Mayor.
Thank you. With that being said, we'll entertain a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $160,282.68.
So moved.
Counselor Reuter made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Sent by Counselor DeWall. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Counselor DeWall made a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Counselor Reuter seconds that. Any further, or Counselor Johnson seconds that. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Thank you.